Welcome back. The Tran wins Baldur's Gate 3. This is the front entrance. Here is where Karlach is above the Great Hall. And on one of the wings, there's the prison. This is where Will is.
Should mind my step.
We will now reconvene our organization. It was, as I mentioned, totally unnecessary for us to do those kinds of things. I just thought it was interesting to infiltrate in such a manner. The front gate thinks nothing of letting 2 people in. Karlach snuck in through the top, and Will is imprisoned, breaking out. We will go ahead and meet up with Will, in fact.
Moving ahead.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Cast an illusion. Just to get them all facing one direction.
Still
If
breathing.
they see Will, that's fine, doesn't matter. And then we'll go and begin battle.
Killing someone is one way to get a guard's blood.
This is the prison proper where Will was stationed.
You've been caught trying to flee your imprisonment. Choose your next move carefully.
Trying to talk our way out of this. I'm no prisoner. I was cleaning the cells earlier and locked myself in.
Your words are convincing. You may leave, and if you're lucky, you'll never come back.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Tran there. So these 2 here, and we'll have Will over on this side.
See? It squealed! Hit it again!
Keep your hands steady, 3.
Stop them! Free me!
Again! Again! Make it squeal again!
What the hells are you doing?
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the wargs.
And it makes funny noises! We made it squeal! Look, you'll see! Give me that rock! I'll show ya!
How about a taste of your own medicine?
Time for blood! And especially all this meat.
These 2 will attempt to pull this lever, and they don't stand a chance against our characters here, who are level 6. By the time you normally get here, you're probably level 4. Maybe 3 if you were kind of rushing. And we got Will. When the bear drops the cage, it kills the actual fighter. These 2 goblin children will attempt to run out and notify the 3 soldiers we already killed. We could let them go. We could also kill them for the 1 XP. Oh, Will, you fail. Actually, you're holding your crossbows out. I need you to hold your spear out so you can get the opportunity attack if he tries to run past you. Warrior Plague is... she normally sits there after she does her rounds. It'll take her a minute to get to us.
These boots have seen everything. No time to waste.
Inside, on one of the unmarked skeleton bodies, is a Worgfang magical item. It makes, I believe, if I remember correctly, it makes small creatures have disadvantage against you. Unfortunately, the Great Axe of Exterminator that I have is a two-handed weapon, so you can't combine that. Otherwise, it'd be pretty cool.
I've got it.
Also on these bodies, I think there's another magic item, which we'll check out once we finish this
Wonder if the
area.
gods are watching me.
These guys will now attempt to chisel their way through the gate. That's fine if they do. Our team is ready to receive.
Put him up.
Let's have Will selected.
2 steps at a time.
Under their noses.
Which you can't throw. Yeah, there we go. There's an angle.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. Not only do you speak with a bear, but you free it too? A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the Druid Halsin.
Your Halsin. The Master Halsin of the Emerald Grove.
Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide.
I heard you're an unmatched healer. I need your help.
Indeed? Well, not the most opportune moment, but given the lengths you went to, I assume there's some urgency. Come on then, what's the problem? Unless you'd rather wait for an audience of goblins. Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible?
I escaped from the Illithid ship after being infected. Maybe the process was interrupted.
Perhaps. But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let me tell you what I know. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them, someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure.
How did you come to study Mind Flayer parasites?
A drow forced me to defend myself. Afterwards, I was able to study the parasite that slithered out of the corpse, see what drives these true souls. I had no idea anyone beyond their ranks was infected. You have my sincere sympathies.
This magic you mentioned, it isn't normal for these parasites.
No, this is Different. Altered. The magic used is beyond me. It's either not of this world or so ancient as to be lost to even nature's memory.
Then everything we did here was pointless.
Patience. I can't just snap my fingers. But I know where the solution almost certainly lies. I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated.
Altered parasites? A cure at Moonrise Towers? Maybe? Sounds like guesswork at best.
I'm as certain as I can be. If you have a better alternative, I won't stop you. I can't stop you, in fact, which brings me to my next problem. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected.
Korga's dead. She was swayed by shadow druids. I had no choice.
Korga. This is my fault. I was her teacher. I will mourn her when I can. But there are other matters to attend to before that. Help me kill the leaders of this horde. Save my grove. Then I will help you. 3 deaths could win us peace. The drow Minthara, the hobgoblin Dror Ragzlin, and that perversion of a Priestess Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself.
Having a shape-shifting bear druid at my side might make things easier.
My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. Be warned. My presence could make things more difficult. I can only restrain my bear form so much. I won't be able to help but attack goblins. If I join you, we'll likely have to slaughter this entire place. You may want to use discretion when approaching the goblin leaders.
Fine, stay here and out of my way then.
May Sylvanus guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
Alright, oh, and let's check for loot. This pile of bones, it doesn't even show up if you hold Alt. You'll find the Worgfang. Goblins have disadvantage on attack rolls against the wielder.
Never wanted the easy path.
On this one, we get the Linebreaker boots. Once per turn, when you dash, you gain Wrath for 2 turns. And again, Wrath is +1 damage with melee weapons. If it was with all weapons, we would maybe stash it on Asterion, but at the moment, Karlach is leveling up as a rogue. Now, one of the things I have found out through my min-maxing tests is it is better to start as a rogue and then level up as a barbarian. This is because of the number of proficiencies that you can get. A rogue gets 4 proficiencies and 2 expertise when you create one. If you were to multi-class into a rogue, you just get +1 proficiency. If you multi-class into a barbarian, you get no extra proficiencies. So if we start as a rogue, we have 4 proficiencies, 2 expertise, and then when we go to barbarian, we still have 4 proficiencies, 2 expertise. You may say that sounds like I'm getting shortchanged here, but here's the thing. If we start as barbarian, we only start with 2 proficiencies. When we multi-class to rogue afterwards, we get 1 extra proficiency for a total of 3 proficiencies and 2 expertise. So we're actually down a proficiency. If that stuff even matters to anybody, I'm just letting you know, this is how you min-max stuff. So she's actually literally rogue first and barbarian second, and she may one day be able to do stuff like bonus action dash. Not much there. There's a amulet of animal friendship, I believe. Yeah. There's an explosive here.
What next?
Inside this room are some food and some kegs. Not a big deal. And we'll go and pick up Will's stash of supplies, since it was locked in one of these chests when he became a prisoner.
Move ahead.
Not that one. There we go. Okay. So we'll actually be returning to Halsin later to let him know that we failed our mission. We're going to fail this on purpose. The good guy will probably kill all the goblins here. The bad guy will side with the goblins and send them to attack the grove. We're playing a neutral evil playthrough. I mean, that's what I call a neutral evil playthrough. We're actually going to incite the goblins to attack the grove, and then we'll see what happens next. So here's Gribble, and while she seems to actually like Volo, though that being said, goblins have a tendency to eat the prisoners, Volo actually has nothing to say whatsoever if you kill Gribble right in front of him. He's just like, oh, thank you. I'll go and quickly open these doors.
Don't go bothering my pigeon. It's mine.
Does your bird have a name?
Pidge.
I see. Do you have plans for this pigeon?
Keep him safe. Listen to him coo. Till I gets hungry or some such. What's it to ya?
Your pet is actually a rather famous writer.
Him? Nah.
I was admiring him. I'd like one of my own.
Then catch one on your own.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
He looks weak, sick even. He won't last long in there.
Take him for a joke, why don't ya? And don't let the lads snatch him up. No, tell him what they'll do to him. Bring him back when he's all tuckered out. Here's the key. Pigeon's all yours.
Look at this! I'm quite saved! A joy to see a familiar face in such a precarious setting. I guarantee the story of your daring rescue of my person will live on for eons.
You know what else lives on for eons? Gold.
Oh, what's a bit of metal between allies, I'll do one better. Tell me where we can meet each other once we've slipped the goblin yoke. And I'll offer much more than gold. Knowledge, my friend, is priceless.
A fine mess you landed yourself in. How'd you get caught?
Why, by design, my friend. How better to learn the ways of a people than to live among them? I dare say the experiment has proven most fruitful, too. I'll be happy to share my findings once we've found somewhere safe to parley.
Slip the yoke. How do you intend to do that exactly?
An invisibility potion, my friend. A bit less refined than your mendacious method, but by God, it'll do the trick.
Go to my camp. We'll talk there once we're both safe.
Smashing! Soon, my friend. Soon we can share a flagon of something liquid and a tale of daring do. I'll slip away when the coast is clear. See you soon, my friend. I simply can't wait to pick your brain!
Alright, so this is definitely not going to be a result of my graphics card at this point, since I now am running a modern card, but there is no way he couldn't just slip through these cage bars. I mean, like this one right there. Just go through that one. I'm pretty sure my orc in full armor can slip through that. As far as loot goes, this is the only one that's relevant. Everything else is just random scraps of stuff, but the bag of apples is actual food. Volo has a letter requesting help. I'll let you pause if you'd like to read it. Try to read it in his voice. Alright, as for this next dude, right now if you were to attempt to pickpocket him, he does not have the mace. It's in his hand. But when you start talking to him, he'll put it in his inventory, and you can then pickpocket it or just trade for it. Additionally, the ritual dagger and ritual axe are magic items. I can use T on it, and Gale can eat them. So this is the ritual axe, and this is the ritual dagger. Their best usage is probably for Gale.
Greetings, child. I've met few aside from goblins here.
You recognize the scourge. This man is a follower of Leviatar. goddess of pain.
Ah, are you also here to assist with the prisoner?
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at his trade menu. And there we go. We now have his mace. Where did it land? There it is. Gale can eat it. He can eat a lot of things. Grants resistance to necrotic damage and deals an additional 1d6 necrotic damage to nearby targets, including the wielder. I'm very curious. Will this count as me being the source of damage? The reason I ask is, what if I equip this hammer and then just start swinging at a teammate or something, hereby inflicting necrotic damage to people around me? I've also thought about, and it was for this area. And I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans here because I don't think I'm going to end up doing it. We'll include it maybe as end of episode footage. But my intention when I learned that Gale left necrotic aura around his body, basically anything standing around his body takes necrotic damage. Immediately when I thought of that, I thought, oh, I can use this as a weapon. I mean, that's my first thought. Anything that deals damage is like, oh, you weaponized. So I thought, okay, so why don't I just put Gale's body next to any targets I want to kill? So I'll include footage of that at the end if I can get good footage. Well, now I wonder if we can do the same thing with Willing Whip. What prisoner?
The gentleman being held next door. My acquaintance is working on him, I believe. While I was thrilled to be invited here, I must confess, I find the goblins and their methods crude and primitive. Pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree?
Then why are you beating yourself?
I realize this looks strange, but I assure you, it is a most intimate form of worship. You see, pain is a loving thing, but trying to explain it to these goblins has proven. Forgive me, but that look in your eyes, something terrible has happened to you.
I'm pretty sure that anybody who has made it this far in a goblin fortress in the middle of a cult war against crazy, murderous druids, yes, anybody making this far is going to have some sort of look in their eyes. You're very clever. How could anyone possibly know?
Because I see those same eyes when I look in the mirror, dear one. We've all suffered in these dark times. It is little wonder you bear scars of pain and anguish. Please, let me alleviate this pain.
Why are you so interested?
Well, the Maiden of Pain, Loviatar, teaches us that pain is a most powerful and sacred sensation. And should our pain delight her, should we embrace such a gift, she will grant her most sacred of blessings. If you would permit it, I can show you firsthand.
I must see this. Don't you dare say no.
Just so you know, if you're looking to collect the inspirations, have Shadowheart with you when you accept this. If by accepting this, you also receive a bonus. I don't know if the bonus ever goes away. Alright, why not?
Oh, I have something exquisite in mind. Simply face the wall, and we can begin. Face the wall and let us begin, dear one.
Now he's spawned another one.
The pain you suffer will cleanse you. Do not fight it.
I have actually managed to get him to hit me with the ritual dagger. If you pickpocket him and then he goes into his someone's pocketed me script, it'll kind of break his waiting for you to stand by the wall. So he'll pick up the ritual dagger as he normally does. So if you do want to get that stuff, you'll want to sweep it up before he collects those things. If you pick Constitution here, I think you essentially fail the event. You'll pass the check, but you'll fail the event. So go for Performance or Intimidation. We'll do Intimidation because we're in orc. Come on! A child can hit harder than that.
You want more? As you wish, dear one.
Oh, bravo! Encore.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
You look tired. Should I take over?
Wonderful. You want more? I'll give it to you.
It was a fine strike. Excellent form.
His response is so much funnier without Shadowheart.
That's it! Welcome the pain. Let it become part of you.
Hit me as hard as you can, or I'll return the favor.
I hope that's a promise, dear one. Sweet child, you bore the pain like a true believer. I am proud to have served you this penance.
You could have hit much harder.
You're starting to sound like the goddess herself, dear one. Loviatar herself found your performance inspiring. She has deemed you worthy of her blessing. And on a personal note, thank you. That was positively divine.
Looks like that's going to bruise.
Well, whatever you're into.
That was not what I expected to see today.
Okay, so now he's under the mace, and you can just do weapon drop on him like we do with everybody else. You can steal the ritual dagger, ritual axe. Again, you want to get it before his script makes him walk over and pick those things up.
Later. Gotta take it slow. Make it. Poor lad. I could give you peace, you know. But no. You gotta keep silent, don't you? Where do they flee to, you stubborn rat?
Please, stop!
Ah, here to see your friend, have ya? Come and join him if you like.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
As far as this section is concerned, there are maybe about 3 ways that the goblins will attack the grove. I don't believe resting for any length of time will make them attack. Leaving the region to the next section will result in the attack auto-happening in a way. No actual combat happens. It's just resolved where it ends in the tiefling's disfavor. Success at the torture, freeing Sazza, or you just outright telling the drow will result in the goblins knowing where the grove is and beginning the war. Remember that good players probably will not do that. Good players probably wouldn't do any of those things except maybe freeing Sazza without thinking about the consequences of their actions. We will go ahead and torture this guy just because we want him to be free with memories of our torture. That's it. We will free him. We'll just torture him beforehand. Why are you torturing him?
The git snuck in here with his mates, looking for some forgotten thing. Said they ran to some kind of grove. He doesn't want to tell us where it is, but he can't resist forever.
This looks interesting. Let me put him through his paces.
Bloodthirsty, ain't ya? Ha! Go on in, make him scream.
No! Please!
Face the prisoner. Consider the implements provided. Then...
And you can fail at torturing. There's no rolls or checks for this. You just fail by picking the wrong choices. You obviously wouldn't want Will and Karlach for this in the area. As with the previous episode, I'll go and include my notes on this whole section. I got so much approval by going through this castle. But for the purposes of this recording, we're just kind of going with it. We're going to go ahead and press a red hot poker against this guy's thigh.
The stench of charred flesh wafts over you.
Stop! Please! Stop this!
And then we're going to rip a toenail off with a pair of tongs.
Please, to the east, past the ruins and the bridge. They covered the gate with ivy.
Look at him. You got him good. And we got what we needed. You weren't half bad. Drow will be happy when she hears it.
So then these guys leave.
Oh, this is good. Come on. I bet we'll even get some of the spoils.
What? The prisoner?
Oh, forget about him. There'll be more of them soon.
If you had illithid control, it could give you the same results as deception, where they buzz off without you torturing them.
The battered man hangs slack from his chains, barely breathing.
Now we'll give him a healing potion.
The man coughs hard, but his eyes shoot open, and the color returns to his cheeks.
Get away. Please. No more.
The pain stops when you answer my questions.
Please. You know where the grove is. There's nothing I can tell you. Please, let me go.
We would also normally have an option to ask about Halsin, but because we already freed him, we don't get that. I also noticed throughout my play testing that by taking intermediary steps, you get more experience. If we had talked to him before freeing Halsin, we'd get an extra 15 experience or so, just for making quest progress. I noticed this first when we were talking to Donnie at the Emerald Grove. Depending on when you talk to him, you can make quest progress. There is that. I came for the Night Song. Where is it?
Somewhere underneath the temple. There's a hidden passage. Brian had instructions, but the goblins got him. They said they'd eat him. Please, free me. You don't need me anymore.
Relax, I'm not going to leave you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We try to pick the lock with our main character. I don't think we'll make it, but we'll do a bardic inspiration. Why not?
The lock clicks and opens.
Thank you. I better go before they catch us. I should be able to make it to the grove on my own. They need to know they're in danger.
What does the Night Song do exactly?
I don't know. The boss didn't say. He just said some wizard called Loroakan would reward us if we found it. That's all.
Then he just jumps out of here. There's not much with if you follow him. I think there's a skeleton with like some gold or something. There's really no point to going back there. As for the items here, the jagged spear is actually something of note. If I were to grab it though, one of the goblins might get uppity as he patrols, but let's take a look at it. Jagged Spear. Gale can absorb this item's magic. Tortured creatures may receive disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. So we have now completed this east side of the Great Hall. So this is where we entered. And we have the
Absolute
torture rack, the priest, Volo, and then the prison cells.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
A priestess. One of the leaders, no doubt about it. Let's make her squeal.
What's that? Tell your friend to keep quiet, or he'll lose his good eye.
You're one to talk. Forget him. Tell me about the mark, priestess.
Ready for the fire, are ya?
I assume this mark has a purpose.
Shows our devotion to the Absolute. These maggots see how strong we are with her guidance. Whole camp will be branded soon, and you should be too. You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting.
Hold out your hand. We're going to go through this with all of our characters. Yes, you can get more than one character with the brand.
Hold still.
And I'll show you how.
As pain muddles your thoughts, your minds become entangled. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the Goblin Priestess receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the Goblin Priestess in the temple once again.
Push deeper into her mind.
Her faith floods into you, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestles within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another.
Can we talk privately? This is a sensitive matter.
Of course. Don't want this rabble interfering with true soul business. Let's go to my chapel.
Oi! Priestess! We want the mark!
Yeah, ain't we good enough for the Absolute?
Gut is pretty slow, so while she's moving there, we'll go and move these benches over. The AI on his patrol route will just jump over, but this will actually help in a little bit here. Oh, he didn't jump over this time. So that should make a full line. Yeah. We'll just place another one just for good measure. Alright, to get more brands. And there's a reason I did that. There really is.
Ain't polite to stare, Wormwalt. If you ain't got the guts to get branded, clear off.
Why would I let anyone scar me for life?
Ain't just a mark on the flesh. It's magic. Only them what follows the Absolute can see it. Let us know you're on our side. That way, nobody will mess with ya.
I have more guts than most. Brand me.
Happy to oblige.
So yeah, Warlock. This Warlock will give you additional brands for any characters that you want to get it. and it'll show up in your tags in your character sheet, but not as a condition. It's a separate section. Since I have not played through the whole game yet, I don't actually know what the full ramifications are. So this could be bad in the future. But again, evil playthrough, I'm trying to pick things that might be evil-ish choices. So we can see here that we have branded as our tag. This will also give us abilities such as Absolute's Tempest. If the wearer bears the Absolute's brand, they deal 1 additional thunder damage. This should give us some advantages. She is slow, but not that slow. So she should be in her room by this point.
One day I'll catch a break.
Now, if you try to enter her room with your party, she will say, like, she doesn't want people around. All you have to do is stealth behind her. Like, they could literally be standing right here as stealth, and she won't detect them. Let's get our characters positioned and situated. Tran, put up your magic book. Get some Cloud of Dagger out. Okay, Starion, Karlak. Let's also go ahead and slide that there. There. And we'll have the whole group stand on this side. As for Tran, you need a darkness spell. Go and pop this right here.
Have to keep going.
And then we'll go and start laying these out. And they're all still stealth. Now we'll talk to her.
Ready to clear your head?
Okay, so this is a random check, and I actually want to succeed this check. So, if I fail, I have to do another take. What exactly are you going to do?
Whatever the Absolute tells me to. Don't worry, she loves you. I can tell.
Now, you can pickpocket this from her, and that'll go. You will automatically go to sleep. We want to avoid going to sleep. So if we take this from her by any means, we fail. But however, we can also attack her, and we'll still get the result we want, but we won't get all the dialogue. I want to go through the dialogue and pass the Constitution check. All right, I'm ready.
Smart. All you need to do is open yourself to the Absolute, and I'll do the rest. Don't want anyone peeping on private matters, so... There we go. Secret and safe. Well, secret.
Psionic feelers creep across your mind like a pickpocket's fingers seeking flaws in fabric.
Seal your mind against the intrusion.
It's all slippery in there. What are you hiding?
Relax your mind, drifting her to the memory of your infection.
An image of the Mind Flayer reaches out to her from your memories.
Hells! We need to fish that thing out before it eats any important parts of your brain.
Then get it out of me.
Don't you worry. I've got everything I need to fix you. Might get a bit messy, though.
What exactly does your plan involve?
It involves you putting your trust in the Absolute. Simple.
I'm ready.
You won't regret this. Being a true soul, you know the Absolute don't like to touch nothing unclean. So drink this. It'll purify ya.
You recognize telltale flecks of werejackal blood. It's a potion of sleep.
That'll put me to sleep. Are you trying to trick me?
I ain't deceiving nobody. I'm trying to help.
Drink the potion.
The potion is poisoned, but your virtuous resolve is stronger than the toxins.
This could have gone easy for you. Not now, though. I'll tear you to shreds.
Now he just walked in because it's no longer turn based on this side. We'll in turn quickly because the Cloud of Daggers ticker is going while these guys are not in turn based mode. She calls for help. The camera keeps panning over to her when she makes her moves. And yeah, they all died. All her reinforcements got killed. Alright, so now we have a little surprise for you. And while Tran, Karlach, Astarion, and Will are going about talking to everyone in the Goblin Fortress, the other group that they've been claiming from the Underdark. To solve this pattern, here's what you would normally do. Rotate this one once. Gale, could you get out of my way, please? And rotate this. Then rotate this. Maybe there's more delicate ways to do it, but we want to get all of the black shapes into the bottom disc. So if you follow that exact order, you'll get it, and this door will open up.
A passage into the dark, then.
Which we apparently already have. Additionally, if you succeed a perception check, there is a lever right there. Over here is a barrel that if you are tiny, you can't be just dwarf, you have to be like shrunken. You'll be able to enter the area next to Priestess Gut's room. We're gonna go and attack this ogre because it's cool.
You've set foot in a restricted area. A swift exit may be in order.
Attack. Pushing attack ranged. Oh, you didn't push anywhere. Go ahead and hit you with Magic Missile. It's one of my favorite spells. Probably could have done better with Scorching Ray. Maybe. I will have to sit down and calculate that damage at one point and figure out what's better. The Thunder shocking ability he has does change things up a little bit. As for her, what can we do now? I mean, I don't want to use these spells because it's just one opponent. I think we'll just go up to her and start stabbing.
Onward.
So, down here, you'll be able to find a couple things. Let's actually take you down here so we don't have to walk in this area again. Of note, there's really just this recipe of Elixir of Arcane Cultivation. There's too many ofs here for that. And then inside the cabinet, nope, not that one. Inside this desk? No, oh, inside this cabinet, that's right, I'm sorry. It's the third cabinet, but I did mark down in my notes. Inside this cabinet next to the bed is a Silunite journal, which tells you how to open up the puzzle we just went through. And gives you hints. Over here is where you'd end up if you were to fail the Constitution check for the sleeping potion. We can also use this to reach the main lobby area. but let's go help Tran out. We will pretend that all of this is happening at the same time that the other half of the anti-heroes are going through the Shattered Sanctum. And now this group will help them out.
I'm fury. I am death.
Let's see, what should we do to her? I guess we'll just do a, you know what? Divine Smite. Let's see, what should you do? I don't think you really have any actions I care that much about. Maybe a jump? Yeah, we'll jump over this. I don't need this team to come help out with the fight, but I think it's cooler to do it this way.
May the dice roll in my favor.
How much health you got left? 8. So we'll just do a low-level magic bolt. Oh, shield. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's fine. All right. She has 1 hit point left. Yeah. He counterspelled a Shocking Grasp. I think Shocking Grasp is a cantrip. It's fine. I mean, I could have turned on Ask Me, but I want to keep the video flowing, so I think it's cooler to do it this way, even if it is just Shocking Grasp.
Another parasite. Collect it. It might be useful.
Disgusting creature. We did her a favor. We get the Absolute's Warboard. If we have the brand, we get +1 to bonus to saving throws. Probably go in the stash. I don't think I see much use for it right now. Absolute's Talisman. This is separate than the regular aid spell. They don't stack, but it is separate. This one can only be cast on the user. Aid normally has a pretty big radius. She has a key for opening that door. Let's just go grab it. The most important thing is we get a Illithid Parasite. Okay.
Softer than a whisper.
We wanted them to unstealth. We'll talk to Karlach.
There you are. Glad you're all right. What happened in there?
Same thing as usual. A big mess.
Sounds about right. Well, you look like you're in one piece. Though just as tadpoley as ever. The search continues. There are enough absolutists in this place to fill a reserve trench. One of them must have something interesting to say, right? Let's find out.
Okay. Couple things. One of the reasons why I did this, my original plan was to fall for the sleeping potion, but I really needed Tracker Azak. I needed him dead. I have a plan in mind, but Tracker Azak needed to die, and this was the cleanest way to make that happen. Darkness was to keep the merchants from becoming hostile.
Another step forward.
So now we have completed the whole east side. The whole west side was this. Now it's towards the back of the temple, which has its own west side and east side and central. So we've completed everything to the left and right of the Great Hall. There are no survivors in this area right here. These guys here would normally be kicking a guy named Smithin or something down in here. Even if you were to cast Featherfall on him, like throw a Featherfall potion at him or something, he will still die just from the impact of getting pushed, not from the impact of landing, even if you cast Web down there. If you wanted to save him, which is an inspiration, you would have to kill these guys prior, and I'll show you a clip of that at the end. Zurga, for whatever reason, is bugged out, maybe because of all the people I've been killing. Normally she's walking around talking to people, and then she gets information and then relays that to the drow. The reason I have all my party members is I have a mod enabled to remove party limits, and I've had access to this for a while, and I've commented on it. There are a couple bugs with it, but I think moving forward from here, I would like to use it, and I hope nobody's watching this has a problem with that. I think infiltrating a goblin fortress the way I did is reasonable. We had 2 people enter from the front, 1 person enter from the roof, 1 person get arrested, 3 people sneak up from Priestess Gut's chambers. We all managed to get inside. Obviously, it was completely planned, and it was absolutely unnecessary. The whole party could walk in from the front door. Alright, these 3 I also need to kill. These three I don't actually care that much about. Let's go ahead and dispose of these guys right here. Not that I really need to be stealthy or anything, but let's just make it easier on ourselves and make them face in one direction. That's fine. This guy's watching, so I can't really stealth. And then we'll just start attacking.
You attacked someone. Only the guards are allowed.
Click on attack. That's Karlach. Obviously, they do not stand a chance. Even if I had just 3 to 4 of my teammates, now I have 7. If you want an inspiration for Shadowheart, you can talk to him and make sure you ask him about Maglubiet without offending him. It doesn't have to be Shadowheart to talk to him, though.
Praise his ever-bleeding axe. Praise his throne of flaming iron. Praise Maglubiet.
You know Maglubiet, deity of the goblinoids, hungry for blood and conquest.
Trying to interrupt my prayers? Scared of a real god? You're as goomless as the rest of them.
My god is very real.
Good on ya. Don't matter to me if it's Shah, Gond, or my boy Maglubiet. It's about tradition. This upstart everyone's praising is gonna trample all over our gods and our faith. Makes me sick.
I assume you mean the Absolute?
Yeah. My old tribe's fallen for this shite. Traitorous bastards. The great Absolute brings us together. Drow and gnolls and goblins all braiding one another's hair. It's a load of shite.
Seems to be working out pretty well for them, actually.
It won't last. They'll be tearing into each other soon enough. Sod 'em all. I'll wait it out in air, praying to a real god.
I don't actually need to kill those 3 in the back. I don't really care about them. But I did need to kill these 3 here.
There.
Well, I wouldn't give her some respite.
For disarming a trap, you don't actually want to fail because it will just detonate a trap. But lockpick breaking is fine. I spent, what was it, 2 inspirations on that. And then we open the cage, but there's no animation for it.
Alright, what now?
Ha! Look at where the Absolute's love gotten. Dead! Thanks for breaking me out. Gonna find me a new tribe. One that appreciates the old ways.
Breathe deep and move.
So you do not get that inspiration if you don't find out about Maglubiet first. Zerga is a little bugged. She's normally supposed to be walking around, so this actually makes it a little tougher on me. These guys are also partially bugged right now. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I guess I'm just suffering from a perpetually bugged game.
Defender of the people.
We can actually get them to move. I can't get Zerga to move, but I can get these guys to move away. There we go. And then this will let me assassinate Zerga.
At the ready.
They won't even head back because they're bugged. Karlach, you're up. I need to kill Scrut and Rozak.
A scrying eye.
Already failed.
Best not do
me
anything
once.
suspicious while it's watching.
And now you dare to question me?
I didn't mean nothing by it, your ladyship. Honest, I didn't.
Your life, much like your words, is meaningless, whelp. End the latter to save the former.
So what's cool about this place is she interacts with the goblins.
We did it, Miss True Soul. We know where those niggling thieves are.
Finally.
They got a grove to the east.
The village
past
to the
ruins
east.
and over the
It's
bridge.
abandoned.
Looks that way. But scouts said they heard
They
something
hid their
moving
gates
around
with
out
ivy.
there. Something big.
It's not our concern. Our prey is elsewhere.
So those are the torturers, and if I didn't torture Liam, they would have never approached her.
Need to find a way forward.
We don't need to kill them. I'm not worried about them. I just need to off Scrut and Rozak. Over here is the prison. So let's see if we can kill this guy without raising any alarms. What are you doing walking back here, dude? I guess you...
Body has been discovered.
Oh, because he found the
You're
body.
accused of being the cause of death.
Okay.
Let's chew the fat.
Alright, let me think here. Hopefully I can... Who's a good... I think you're good for killing him off. How much damage would this do? 5 to 12. Let's try Asterion sneak attacks.
You attacked someone. Only the guards are allowed to do that, as... Your murderous actions have given this guard the perfect excuse to...
I don't think Shadowheart has anything I want her to do. Tran could kill this guy. Or try to. And we didn't deal with the sleeping eye, probably. What weaknesses? It's weak to thunder damage. Will already moved, didn't he? Yeah, he did. So we could try Thunder Wave. I mean, it's kind of a waste, but why not? Okay. So that was happening in Frozen Turn. I'm trying to pause, but because we just exited turn-based mode, it won't let me. So we gotta kill this guy now. I was gonna let you guys go, but whatever.
You attacked someone. Only the guards are allowed to do that.
So now that these guys are taken care of, we still need to kill Rozak. This will be a little tricky, but I think we should be able to pull it off.
The pride of the gate.
What are we waiting for? Spears are sharp.
We'll get these guys to hang around behind this corner. We'll ungroup.
Best foot forward.
Your life, much like your words, is meaningless, whelp. End the latter to save
Yeah, we'll
the
probably want
former.
Karlak as well. She does so much damage. And group these two together.
Where to?
I'll get these guys to crouch and stay out of the way. Let me think here. Okay, let's deal with Sazza first, and then we'll kill Rozak. I think we can do that.
It's not our concern. Swear.
How much farther can I go?
Mistress! It's me, your loyal servant, Sazza. I'm back, and I brought a friend.
How thoughtful. And where did you find this friend?
They was in some rickety druid grove, mostly full of tieflings, but them intruders you're after were hiding out there.
I presume you dealt with my prey and massacred the rest?
Well, the thing about that is, they sort of massacred us. But this mug helped me to escape. I say we stick a few holes in him. Show how grateful we are.
You feel a cold hand caress your mind as the drow appraises you.
Oh dear. Your prisoner is one of the Absolute's favorites, Sazza. A true soul.
Nah, it can't be. They was in the grove, hanging around with the tieflings.
Undercover, no doubt. Carrying out the Absolute's will. Oh, Sazza, you have made a grave error. And it will be your last. My spiders are hungry, little one. But before they feast, tell me where that grove is, and I may yet spare your life.
It's past the bridge, to the east. Big old gate covered in ivy. Don't hurt me, mistress, please.
I will not hurt you. My spiders will have that pleasure.
No, I mucked up, I'm sorry. But I didn't know who they was. They didn't tell me nothing.
It was her idiocy, especially to turn on her saviors and by saying she needs to stick a few holes in us. If you pick 1 or 3, she dies, but we do care about the quest reward we'll get if we pick number 2. She's telling the truth. She didn't know.
I told ya, I was trying to follow orders best I could.
Silence, wretch. And remember, you owe your miserable life to this one.
I won't cause any more trouble. I swears it.
Through sheer luck, that pathetic worm has brought me the information I need. And it seems that the inhabitants of the grove trust you. We can use that against them. You have a part to play in this slaughter.
Return to the grove. When my raiding party approaches, throw open the gate and signal me.
The fate of the grove's inhabitants hangs in the balance. Killing the drow here would spare them, but it might be better to face her warband at the grove itself, on familiar ground. On the other hand, participating in the slaughter as she asks may be the perfect way to earn her trust and access to the cult's inner circle.
Give me one good reason.
I do not intend to lead a suicidal charge. The goblins are expendable. I am not. The Absolute brought you here for a reason. To throw open those gates and crush our enemies.
I have another matter to take care of first.
Take care of it, quickly. You are needed here, and my patience wears thin.
Sazza betrayed us, but we convinced Minthara to spare her life. Let's hope she'll remember what we did for her. She care about the dead bodies? Doesn't look like she necessarily does. And I can't talk to her yet until she stands by in the Great Hall in her position. We wanted to do that to get rid of Sazza, and by saving her life we get the Assassin's Touch. Gale can eat this, that's the most important thing about it, but 1 to 4 necrotic damage to creatures that are knocked out or sleeping. Good. So now, let's...
Dying's the only thing they're good at.
try to get Rozak. Too far. Neither of them are responding. I'll just plant one there then. Okay, so he's not budging. Let's try planting. Unfortunately, you can't drag them further and further from their location. It has to be pretty much tethered to that spot.
You have already failed me once, and now you dare to question me.
All right, there we go. This might give us the opening we need.
Be shy.
Okay, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're leaving. One of the drawbacks of having a full party is, of course, making everybody have to move in your turn-based mode.
I shouldn't linger.
What?
Careful.
Okay, and then we're gonna select Tran. Can I unstealth everybody? Oh, I think I may have to... Yeah, it's not going to work unless I ungroup Karlach. And then I can unstealth everybody in one key press. Regroup her. We'll intern and then just start running for it. I think it should work.
With haste.
Yeah, I think we made it. Okay, so I have killed the 10 goblins that would join her on her quest. Tracker Ezek, those 3 over there, the 3 over here, that is 7. Then the 2 goblin bosses, Skrut and Rozek, that's 9. And then Zurga, oh, she's coming closer. That's 10. Okay, okay, we'll go and talk to Sazza while we wait. This leads to the treasure under the waterfall if you cared, if you didn't find it on your own.
Those teeth. Those horrible teeth. Take this. It's everything I've got. I won't try and get you killed again. Promise. Just let me go.
Slow down, I have questions for you.
I tell you anything, and my life ain't worth a rat's breakfast.
I saved your hide twice now. You owe me. I wonder what that sound effect was. I didn't do anything. Okay. Oh, maybe it was favorable beginnings happening. That's probably it.
Dunno. Never repaid anything. But you've been square with me, true? What do you want to know?
By the way, if you were to attack her or detect thoughts and fail her, she can still call for help, and the goblins would protect her over what they believe is a true soul. I feel that is wrong. I feel like the goblins would jeer and kill her or feed her to spiders after all. I don't know. I get that the game wants to penalize you for failing, but in this power dynamic, there's no reason they would side with her. What's in your priestess's chapel?
She's got all kinds of booyarg. Sickly tasting stuff. Might make your limbs grow back, but it's as sour as a bugbear's whittle.
A tribe like yours must have plenty of treasure. Where is it hiding?
I saw Dror Ragzlin stash some stuff behind the waterfall, near the bridge. You want it? It's yours. It's all yours. Is that it? Can I go?
Hey, these guys took up their positions. Yeah, these are the ones they were stuck right there. I'm trying to push the camera forward, but it wasn't moving because I hadn't climbed the stairs yet. All right, now we can talk to Minthara and agree to her mission.
The goblins tell me that you extracted a confession from our prisoner. True so. Without your help, they would have extracted nothing but screams and blood. It is time for the raid to begin. The grove and those who are hiding there will fall. There is a weapon the Absolute seeks. I'm sure those wretches have it hidden away there. We will find it amongst the dead and the ashes.
Her excitement is palpable. She lingers on thoughts of victory, of unbelievers' blood spilled, and of the weapon. She will seize it, in the Absolute's name. You feel Shadowheart's anxiety. The weapon the Absolute seeks, it's the artifact that she carries. The same one that protected you as you entered the Goblin Camp. Her mind focuses. The cultists cannot discover that the weapon they seek is within their grasp.
Go to their refuge and make your way inside. As a friend.
Now, during my playthrough, just because I'm not going to subject you to it, I would actually be talking to her and then selecting all the dialogue options to give me +5 with Will and Karlach, and then picking all the other variation of answers that give me more +5s with them, thus raising my affiliation with them to like in the high 90s. Right now, since they're in this party, they're going to severely dislike what I'm about to do next. But just letting you know, there is going to be that discrepancy between this fork, which is my recording fork, and the playthrough that the future episodes are based off of. If that doesn't make sense, just think of it as a tree, and future episodes are where I make a save and then start recording from that point on. I don't have the most trustworthy face.
They're half-devil refugees. Nobody wants them. A drowning creature will cling to a blade if nothing else is offered. Be that blade. I will gather a raiding party and move into position. You will open the gates from the inside when the time is right to strike. We will cleanse the place of infidels and burn it to the ground in the Absolute's name. And then we will be the first among her favorites.
I've done enough. The battle is yours to fight.
I do not intend to lead a suicidal charge. The goblins are expendable. I am not. The Absolute brought you here for a reason. To throw open those gates so we can crush our enemies.
I need safe passage to Moonrise Towers. Nir said you could help.
Did he now? Let me guess, the sniveling brats failed his duty. Nothing if not expected. Yes, I suppose I might offer you passage. But first, you will raise the grove and honor our mistress.
If I do this, I expect to be rewarded.
You are honored to serve a cause, a god. You will earn her love, and the power that flows from that love. What greater reward could there be?
Gold. Lots of it.
We are servants of the one true god, not mercenaries.
Without gold, I can't serve the Absolute efficiently.
Fine. I will share what I have, but keep it to yourself. The goblins would squander it. I will gather my warband and reach the grove by next light. You must make your way inside. Once I am in position, on your signal, we break them. And when they are dead, the Absolute will reward your faith. As will I. For the Absolute.
Gods damn it all! To the grove, quickly! We can't let it fall to these vicious bastards.
No prizes for guessing what this weapon thereafter really is. The artifact.
If that's the case, we've got more problems than just the worms in our heads.
Whoa, soldier. What did you just do?
Don't worry. I have a plan. The Druid's Grove will come to no harm.
Listen to me. I'm trusting you. But if you disappoint me, it'll be the last thing you do.
So normally she'd walk up to a couple of the goblin bosses, such as Skret and Zerga, and in one case Tracker Azak, who again is right here. And she'll tell them, hey, we're assembling. Other goblins, without any messengers, such as these three, will run off and join her at the Great Hall. We'll see her in a minute. She's got to take some time to reach there, so we'll deal with this next person. This is the third warband leader. If you were to, for whatever reason, consistently by walking around the area, maybe it's just the amount of time you spend in the room, by walking around the area, you can actually skip the whole Dead Mind Flayer event, though it is in your interest to trigger it. We're going to actually pick someone else be in the lead for this one, because Tran, apparently, he is not able to use his illithid powers at the moment.
Sugan al Shukok, Otashokek Dor. I command you, corpse. Speak. Reveal truth to the Absolute.
By Vlaakith's blade, a geich.
Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Sugan al Shukok.
This is the big boss. Strike him down.
The hobgoblin turns to you, and the parasite squirms in your skull. You taste the ale on his tongue and the bile in his soul. The visions cloud your inner eye for a brief moment once again. You see the hobgoblin bowing before the armored elf you'd glimpsed before. The elf speaks of the hunt for a great weapon and the rewards that will go to whoever finds it. The hobgoblin's eyes gleam hungrily.
If it isn't another true soul.
He doesn't speak his next words, yet they still rattle your skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance.
You actually can cast Speak with the Dead on the Mind Flayers if Dror Ragzlin doesn't do it ahead of you. Study the corpse. Was this the Mind Flayer that tortured you?
This Mind Flayer's build is smaller, its garb plainer. A fearsome creature even in death, but not the one that tormented you. Yet it too roamed the Nautiloid. It would have seen you, known you.
Absolute says the dead squiddy had a weapon. I reckon the killer nabbed it and scooted off to that looter camp. We find who killed it, and we find who took that weapon. So settle in.
Then let the ceremony proceed.
You choke on black smoke as the hobgoblin bellows his incantation.
I command you, corpse, speak and say sooth. Lucan ok, al koldek, shulko kek.
The hideous corpse rises, tentacles writhing. Your heart seizes. What if the creature noted your presence at the crash site?
Allow the hobgoblin to speak freely, lest he sense our intrusion.
Talk to me, freak. Who killed you?
The creature responds, not in words, but memories. You see a clawed hand open a holding pod, devoid of flesh, only darkness.
Damn it! That tells me nothing!
The memory fades, and the corpse awaits the next question.
Dror Ragzlin gets 3 questions, and if you, at this point, let the hobgoblin continue the questioning, you get a fight on your hands. We will penetrate Ragzlin's mind and take control. I may not have needed to use Asterion for this. Perhaps Tran could have done it.
Ragzlin's thoughts roil, then still. Your words will be his. You navigate carefully. With Ragzlin's voice, you ask,
What did the killer want?
What did the killer want?
Ragzlin's mind is clouded by doubt, surprised by words he didn't expect. Again, visions flow through you. A swarm of Githyanki dragon riders, silver blades held high, control panels melting, flesh pods spilled open.
Get on the hunt. They know something.
Suspicion floods Ragzlin's mind. Your brain howls as you force a final query into his throat.
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
You see dark tunnels lit by noxious pools of brine. The darkness spreads through the earth. The sky splits open and nautiloids pour out of a void that consumes the stars.
What in the...
The corpse collapses, silent once more.
No, no! I'm not done! Riddles, all of it, and nothing to show for the trouble but rotting squid meat. No answers, no killer, and no damned weapon. The damned drow was right. Can't let her get all the glory. The raid started already. Let's hope she's in trouble and needs help. You, get to the grove. Help the drow Minthara kill the lot. Well, don't just stand there. Move!
We got Charlatan's Devil's Advocate. We'll deal with Dror Ragzlin in a second here. Before we do, once you start dealing with Dror Ragzlin, the camp turns hostile to you, and the merchants run away. The reason why we didn't immediately head for the drow is she actually needs time to assemble, even if it's just herself.
If you fail me, the spiders will feed on your bones.
Until I climb the stairs, I can't actually move the camera forward. She has her own not AFK. She has her own yelling before you arrive, and when you arrive, she has different yelling. We'll go and just trigger the different yelling at this time.
When we reach the grove, you charge only on my command. No prisoners, no mercy. We strive for the absolute. Oh, come on now.
There would have been 10 goblins here that were cheering, making her yelling a lot more normal.
At the ready.
While we're at it, why don't we also talk to Halsin, and then we'll deal with Dror Ragzlin. Leaving the area, as in taking the mountain pass I mentioned in the previous episode, will result in Halsin just being killed, regardless of your options of whether or not you've taken the idol or anything like that. If you were to return, his dead body will be here. We have eliminated every of the goblin that will show up at the Emerald Grove. Does that mean there will be no battle? I know the answer to that, and I'm going to hold it in the hopes that you watch the next episode. We're not done with this episode though yet. You still have to deal with Dror Ragzlin. So yes, there was a bit of running around, but I didn't want to just sit there while the drow was assembling and getting her script ready.
The ringleaders have to die. The very natural order of things is in danger, thanks to them.
Tell me what you know about Moonrise Towers.
Traveling to Moonrise is no small task. Expect dangers like you've never seen before.
Don't make it sound so tempting. I already know you'd rather I stayed and helped you.
That's true, I won't lie. But I won't let you march towards Moonrise without knowing what you'd face.
I think you're exaggerating. You just want me to stay and help you.
I do want you to help me, yes. But I am not exaggerating. To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
The Absolute's forces can tolerate such a place.
So it seems, though I don't know how. You will have to choose your approach carefully. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in this very Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers, through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars? I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers, and may bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
I found the hidden entrance in the Temple of Selûne. The way is clear.
Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin.
I already found the place you're talking about. It's called Grimforge.
You've already been? Impressive. You'll make me redundant at this rate. What did you find?
Absolute followers, but that's about all.
Keep looking. If they're present, then it's likely there's a route to Moonrise somewhere. It may prove impossible to avoid the Shadow Curse entirely, but if you find any way to limit your exposure, seize it.
So the way I'm visualizing this is, if this is the box for our first wilderness area, then we can go down to Underdark, and then we can go down to Grimforge. This will lead to this Moonrise Towers. Otherwise, if we're on this surface area, we'll go through the mountain pass that he's talking about, and then to the Cursed Lands. I can tell you that going to the mountain pass will trigger the death of the tieflings, and as well as then entering the Cursed Lands straight away from Grimforge, which is why we're now doing the Goblin Fortress, as we've exhausted everything other than dealing with Anti-Ethel. What business do you have at Moonrise? You said you'd go there if you could.
My business there began long ago, and has led to a lifetime of regret.
Oh, great. I got the continue bug. Alright, well, let's hope it's nothing bad, I'd say. Go on.
I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet. If I could join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I could have both helped you find a cure for your infection and lifted the curse. But the Grove must come first, I'm afraid.
Is that why you went with Aridin? You thought he might uncover this route to Moonrise?
Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceramorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aridin and his band. We didn't even get close.
We got the continue bug again.
You will. Oakfather bless you. I'll be in your debt twice over if we succeed. Now, there's no time to lose. Get to the Grove and help with the defenses. Hurry then. I will meet you there. May Sylvanus guide us.
The reason why we returned to Halsin was to trigger him to leave. We got a little bit more experience doing it this way. You can see here if we got 30 experience just for discussing the Temple of Shar. You can get the Temple of Shar information if you also decline at first, but you can just agree and then still question him afterwards if you talk to him a second time. Alright, so we have cleared out Dror Minthara. We have cleared out Halsin. We need to deal with Dror Ragzlin and the spiders underneath. They're not that important, but there is an inspiration involved with this, so we might as well. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump down. If you don't have Featherfall available or you're not sure about that, notice there's no damage here. It's because it's webbing. Otherwise, you can take damage for landing. So we'll just jump straight on the webbing. It's helpful if you have Speak with Animals available.
Yes, my desire. Closer, my sweet. I will wrap you and bind you and bite you and eat you.
Tempting, but you should eat a goblin instead. They're delicious.
Delicious? I do not know. But cruel and sharp, yes. Bindable and wrappable and biteable, yes. You must open the door.
We got a better offer from Mysterian. This right here leads to the jail cell where you would be captured by Priestess Gut. The spiders, if they were to run over here and devour Smithen or whoever gets sacrificed, including Sazza, I suppose, their line of sight would prevent you from crouching to activate this lever. If you try to activate it right now, even though these guards were not looking, they will hear you and then stop you, would give you narration interruption. Something like the guards tell you not to mess with that or something. Whatever is normal. We gotta crouch and then we can interact with the lever. And then the spiders actually will not move until you start talking to them. For whatever reason, they're not triggered to start moving. The spiders themselves generally die pretty fast, but at this point there's really not much left in the Great Hall. There's these three here. Actually four. Got Sazza, Gribbo, and those two. They actually would stand a chance and win. Their ultimate destination or waypoint that they're triggered to go to is just actually straight above. They don't try to make a run for it or anything. They basically will try to park where our characters are. There's really no point for us to deal with the fighting that would go on by talking to the spiders to let them out. But we got the inspiration. I wanted to show you that at least. Alright, now we've dealt with pretty much everything. It's almost time to deal with Dror Ragzlin. There is a treasure room back here.
Let's see.
And of course we can find the key on his body. we can actually run in and out and stealth shoot all these people, but since we have our whole crew with us, we might as well just go full in on this.
Their cities will be razed to the ground, and they'll know she is absolute.
Now, yes, you can push them into this. You can also knock Minthara down into this chasm as well. This is even breakable. But do keep in mind that you're losing a parasite if you do these things.
Got it.
Even if they don't hit this war drum, once you've made Dror Ragzlin hostile, all the other goblins are hostile as well. I've tried many different ways to deal with Dror Ragzlin. Fine, I'll go ahead and use him on that one.
I won't give in.
It's Tran. Nice, I think you killed both of them. Starion. Probably take a regular shot on him. And then we'll do a sneak attack on him. It should automatically sneak attack. It didn't say sneak attack. Maybe not. Okay, well, whatever. Or maybe I didn't have the option to do sneak attack on him. Doesn't look like I have the advantage on him, so maybe not. Again, I know that it's completely unfair that I have my whole squad.
There's a parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
But I do believe my videos will come out faster if I do bring my whole squad, because then I'm not trying to run around running each scenario multiple times as many times to figure out the min-max way to get approval. We get the key for the gate back there, as well as the Mind Parasite specimen, and a new item, the Faith Breaker. Gale cannot eat this. Alright, because it doesn't do anything but give me +1 and absolute power. A surge of divine energy accompanies your swing and possibly pushes the target back 5 meters. I don't remember if these guys have anything else on their body. Why aren't you searching that? I clicked on it. But yeah, I told you that as a result of doing that, the other goblins would become hostile. This is fine. I'm not that worried about it. You probably can't throw anything at them.
You're not gonna like this, mate.
Can you pick in the middle of battle? I'm assuming pick is an action, so will you use bonus action? Now, one of the reasons why I didn't let the spiders out is because I wanted to let Sazza live. I want to see if anything happens in the future. Probably not. This is probably the last we'll ever deal with Sazza. I just was curious. I figure if I have enough permutations in my video in playthrough, that there might be some interesting things that will happen later down the line.
Over there.
So while Sazza isn't too much of a goblin warrior right now, she will absolutely get attacked by these spiders. Got to target just right to be able to throw that spear. let's go back to searching these things.
Moving ahead.
I wasn't entirely sure. I do make notes beforehand, but I'm not looking at it now because then I'll constantly be flipping to my spreadsheet in the middle of the recording. Once we have Dror Ragzlin's key, we access this room. Unfortunately, this is just one treasure pile. It's 500 gold. The Mace of Leviatar cost me 888. Put that in perspective. This is about half one magic item. As for the other magic items, this is the aim of this is Saloon's Chosen. 1d8 healing to an ally and maybe make some sleep. Ooh, Infernal Iron. That's a little more interesting, that we can't do anything with it right now. You only get to use one Infernal Iron at this point in the game. This will be our third one. Gloves of the Growling Underdog. The wearer gains advantage on melee attack rolls while surrounded by 2 or more foes. This sounds like pretty good. I haven't quite scripted out the next section that's going to happen, but I've kind of have this image in my head. We got Spring Step Boots. When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain momentum. Gale can eat this. Alright, we'll just take all. But we are done in this region. I think we've hit everything. Now if we were to try to walk out, we will have to deal with those goblins, and I suppose we might as well. Let's see if Sazza's hostile to us. No, she's not. But Gribble is.
On my way.
Gale, you're up.
Onward.
Again, we can warp out, but... Oh, wait. Okay, I already clicked, so now he's gonna walk over there to try to get a fireball angle. Whatever, game. Okay, at least that worked. They took up positions. Actually, that's cool to me. I didn't realize they would do that because of my playthrough. I did actually. Oh, I just clicked on the railing instead. On my playthrough, I actually murdered everybody before going after Dror Ragzlin. I didn't see that I knew that these two had just moved when we were approaching. You don't actually have an action, do you? You have a bonus action. That inflicts lightning damage. That's actually kind of funny. That would do that. Think you can reach him at all? Nope. Oh, the others are not even in battle.
Easy.
Waiting for the pike to snap back to her, and then...
Gone with the weave.
Hi, Abdurek. He's just interested in knowing what's going on, I suppose.
At least give me a sword!
We want you dead, you dumb knuckle. No.
Thanks. I thought I was done for.
You attacked someone. Only the guards are allowed to do that, as this one is about to demonstrate.
Listen. The Absolute honors you and slays her enemies. She'll fertilize the fields with the dead. Rivers and streams will flow with their blood.
Unfortunately, sound got corrupted in this bonus clip. Hopefully it doesn't continue to happen, but I am experiencing a few minor quirks with the new setup for the computer. On the screen now are my notes for this area. There's a lot of them, and they're not perfectly set up for public consumption, but I do find the end result interesting, and I'm hoping that other people do too. There will likely be 2 episodes in between now and the Goblin Siege. The next one's going to be a camp conversation episode, and the one after that will be tying up loose ends. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Baldur's Gate 3. I'll see you next time.